Okay, take two. I just did it and it wasn't actually recording. Fabulous. So we're going to do, move back a little bit so you can see me a bit better. We're going to do supported bridge, so chemotherapy, wrecked my brain. It's not age, as my daughters would say. So before we do this, because it's a supported bridge pose and it is a backward bend, I'm going to give a couple of options with the legs. But one thing, because you're going to have a cushion to do this, a cushion or a block if you've got one. Blocks can feel a bit hard, but you can use a cushion. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to fold mine over like that. If you've got a sausagey shaped cushion, obviously that will be very, very handy. And when we come to put this underneath you, what you need to make sure is that you don't stick it in your back. Don't stick it underneath the back. You're going to stick it underneath the top of your bum. So it's like underneath the bones. It's going to be underneath the sacrum. So do make sure when you do it that you put it in the right place, not under the back. If you feel as if your back's like really arching, you put it in the wrong place. Put it lower down so you feel like you're being supported under your bum. So the version I'm going to be doing is the one with the feet. You're going to walk your feet towards the side of the mat and let your knees drop in. You might find that you need the soles of the feet on the floor and the knees just need to be pointing to the ceiling. Decide what feels right for you when you're doing this. So I'm going to do it to start off with my knees in. So I'm going to come onto the floor. Make sure that I've got enough room so you can see me. So I'm going to come onto the floor and like I said, I'm going to support my back. So I'm going to fold my cushion under. Pose that you can do in bed. I'm going to lift my bum up. I want to get that underneath. So it's under my, is that under? Yeah, that's under my bum. It is not underneath my back. You can see it's just there. So that is now supporting me enough for me to be able to relax here. So I've lifted myself into a really gentle backward bend, not going too far with it. I want to make sure that I feel completely supported there. Now I've got different options. You can just let the arms come out. I'm going to bring my knees together just because I like internal rotation of the hips. My palms are facing up, but you might prefer to rest your hands on your belly. Hands either side of the hips. So you're going to rest here as long as it is comfortable for you. So choose what feels right for you. You can be here for a couple of minutes if you wish. And this is a lovely one to open into the heart as well. Now if you feel as if you want to have a go at taking it so it's a little bit deeper, straighten out one leg and just see how the body responds to that. And then slide it back in. You'll be able to tell whether you are properly supported by your cushion when you do that. Straighten out the other leg. How does that feel? And then if you feel as if you can and you want to, of course, you can straighten out both of the legs. Now if that now does not feel supportive enough underneath your back, underneath your sacrum, then you can of course put the feet back on the floor. And I prefer to use a block personally if I'm going to straighten the legs out. So I'm going to bring my knees back together and bend my knees again. And when you extend the arms out to the side like this, or even bring them a little bit further up so they're in line with the shoulders, it's a really lovely heart opener. But you can even extend this a little bit further, obviously being very, very aware of the fact if you've got any issues from surgery, and you can hold on to the wrists and like make a basket or a cradle around the head. You can even hold on to the elbows if the heart and the armpits allow that. And if you've got any scarring, obviously mastectomy, anything like that, lumpectomy, this might be too much for you. But this just takes it a little bit deeper. Maybe just holding on to the wrists, I can feel that's a bit too much for me. Just hold on to the elbow. So I'm just going to hold on to my wrists. And I can feel this starting to release now into my shoulders as well. I can also feel it's a gorgeous stretch across the front of my belly. So you can stay here for 2 or 3 minutes, which is probably how long I've been in it now. And when you're ready, you're going to very, 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 very carefully release the arms. You're going to plant the feet onto the floor, make sure you're rooted there, and very carefully lift the hips, remove what was underneath your back and soften that down really, really gently. And then I suggest you just draw the knees in. Interlace the fingers if you can around the knees, or even just hold onto the back. And just gently rock from side to side. So you've allowed yourself there to massage into the back. Because that is, of course, a very gentle backward bend. And then when you're ready, you can either come out of it, or you might be following a sequence and doing a series of poses on your back, which is what I'm going to put on at the weekend. I'm going to put on about 5 poses where you can stay in bed to do them. So that was supported bridge, backward bend. Bye bye.